go, sports fans. We are ready for NFL picks for week number 10 in the league where they play for pay. And let's get right to it. Now, for those of you who just want the picks, I will write in the description of this video what time the picks start, because I have a few topics I want to cover in the sports world. If you don't feel like hearing me rant about sports, you just want the picks, I will write in the description what time the picks start. You can fast forward to the picks. So for all you here for the picks, I will see you over in the picks section. All right, let me get to a couple topics real quick here. Let's start with Jason Garrett and the Dallas Cowboys. What a pathetic performance last night on Monday Night Football by the Cowboys at home in their building, Jerry's World, with Jerry Jones looking on. That was a pitiful performance by the Dallas Cowboys last night. They score, they go up 7-0. You figure it's going to be their night. They got Amari Cooper. They've had 2 weeks to prepare, and then they fall flat on their face. They do nothing in the second half. Their offense is absolutely anemic. Like I said, they had 2 weeks to prepare for this game, and their offense looked as anemic as ever. Did absolutely nothing in the second half. Made the Titans look good. The Titans came into the game 3-4. They had lost 3 in a row, and they lost to Buffalo. Yet Dallas let Tennessee push them around in the second half. What a terrible display of football by Dallas. Tennessee was averaging 15 points a game. They had 28 points last night. Dallas couldn't get anything going on offense, couldn't get the running game going at all. Tennessee on third down last night, 11 of 14 on third down on the road. Just awful by the Dallas Cowboys. Pathetic by the Dallas Cowboys as they dropped to 3-5. Embarrassing football. Just embarrassing football. Jason Garrett, it's time. He's got to go. He has to go. I never liked Jason Garrett as a head coach. I never thought the Cowboys should have hired him. It is time he is removed. This is the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys. One of the most prestigious franchises in sports. And you have Jason Garrett as your head coach. What exactly has Jason Garrett done in a decade as the Cowboy coach? Tell me, what has he done? I'll tell you what he's done. Nothing. He's done absolutely nothing. How many championships does Jason Garrett have? 0. He's never been to a Super Bowl. How many championship games has Jason Garrett gone to? 0. How many NFC divisional round games has Jason Garrett won? 0. The Dallas Cowboys under Jason Garrett have won 1 playoff game, a wild card game. They've won 1 playoff game. They are 1-2 in the playoffs in Jason Garrett's tenure. They won 1 wild card game. They lost 2 times to Green Bay in the divisional round. They've never been to the championship game, and they've never been to the Super Bowl. They have no championships under Jason Garrett. This is the Dallas Cowboys. They're all about championships, aren't they? What is the deal with Jerry Jones and Jason Garrett? What is the fascination with Jason Garrett? I just don't understand it. That performance last night was pitiful. The Cowboys have now lost 10 straight games when they trail going into the fourth quarter. Not exactly the comeback kids, are they? The one thing that scares me about Jason Garrett being fired, and I think he's on his way to being fired, is Jerry Jones might promote his son or himself to head coach. You always have the feeling Jerry Jones wants to coach the team himself. Jerry, get a clue. Get a clue up there in that owner's box. And they can't show enough Jerry Jones when the Cowboys are winning. That's for sure. What a pathetic, embarrassing performance last night by the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Prime time football in your building, that big cavernous stadium with all those Cowboy fans. And that's the effort you put up? That's the performance? You have 2 weeks to prepare, you get Amari Cooper, you get the lead 7-0, and then you fall flat on your face. You score 0 points in the second half. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0 points against Tennessee. And I know Tennessee's a flaky team. They lost to Buffalo this year. They lost 3 in a row. They're averaging 15 points a game. Did you see Tennessee when they were home against Baltimore? Did you see that game? Baltimore train wrecked them. It was a calamity. Tennessee couldn't move the ball from here to there. Yet against Dallas, they're going up and down the field. Dallas can't get anything going in the running game. What happened to this big, bad offensive line Dallas had? You know, the greatest offensive line in history. Would they give up 5 sacks last night? Can't open any holes, for Elliott. Pathetic performance. Lee hurt again on defense. What else is new with him? Really good player, never stays healthy. He can never play 3 games in a row. He is hurt more than he's not hurt. I feel like he's off the field all the time. He always has some issue. Time for a change in the Big D. I don't know how Garrett has lasted this long. Then again, I don't know how Lewis has lasted this long in Cincinnati. But that's another story. How has Garrett lasted this long? Can anyone explain this to me? Can anyone explain this to me? He's won 1 playoff game in 10 years, almost 10 years, almost a decade he's been the coach. He's not the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. It's not his deal. To me, I don't even think he's a big-time coordinator. To me, maybe he's a second-rate, assistant. I don't even think he could be a big-time college coach. To me, Jason Garrett should be coaching Texas San Antonio. Go coach Texas San Antonio. That would be a perfect spot for him. Go coach the Roadrunners, not the Cowboys, my friend. Time for Garrett to go. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Out. Enough is enough with Jason Garrett. Almost a decade? The Dallas Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe Jerry Jones has kept him the coach this long. That was embarrassing football last night. Embarrassing in the second half. Totally deplorable. Go coach Texas San Antonio. Go be a Roadrunner. You're not the Cowboys coach. The Cowboys need a big-time head coach. A big-time head coach. Tom Landry, Jimmy Johnson, Bill Parcells. Those are guys that can coach the Cowboys. Jason Garrett? Are you kidding me? How did he even get this job? And how has he kept it? Get him out! 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 Oh my goodness, what a performance last night. Deplorable. 2 weeks to prepare. Monday Night Football in your building. You have a chance to get to 4-4. Washington lost. You could be a game out of the division. And that's the performance you come up with? Against Tennessee? Tennessee? A team that was averaging 15 points a game. A team that couldn't beat Buffalo, that got ran over by Baltimore, hadn't won in a month. Are you kidding me? You let them convert 11 of 14 on 3rd down in your building? Atrocious. Jason Garrett has to go. And for anyone that wants to argue with me, how many championships does Jason Garrett have? How many times has he been to the championship game? How many times has he won the divisional round? How many playoff wins does he have? Get him out. All right. That's Jason Garrett. Number 2. What's with all the celebrations in the NFL? And I know this has been going on a long time. What is going on with these celebrations? I know you guys watched the Sink game. Michael Thomas scores a touchdown, has the cell phone hidden in the goalpost, and it takes it out and is on the cell phone. 15-yard penalty in a crucial game that could mean home field throughout the playoffs. That's what he's doing, and he's not even that type of guy. They've even drawn him into this. You know why? Because ESPN and all these networks keep showing this garbage. Celebration after celebration after celebration. It's all about me, me, me. Look at me, look at me. And the Saints won that game. How about the teams that are celebrating and the players that are celebrating that are losing? I saw a few weeks ago the Niners were getting crushed, and I mean crushed, by the Rams. And one of the players on San Francisco got a sack, and he's out there doing the dance down 42-10. Yeah, look at me. We're down 32, but I'm going to get mine. Yeah, you see me, ESPN? Woo, yeah, let's go. Yeah, down 42-10. Let's celebrate. Mindless, idiotic. It's all over the league. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's about winning football games. It's about team. It's not about me, me, me. And I know we're in a me society, and we're in the like society. Let's put a video up and get as many likes as we can, and put selfies up and see who can give me the thumbs up sign and all that. It's disgraceful. I've had enough of it. It's garbage. It's garbage. Kind of like Thursday Night Football. Did you enjoy that one last week? The celebrations around the league have got to stop. I mean, I'm not saying that no one can have fun. You can't do certain things, but it's out of control. Hiding cell phones in the goalpost before the game as a prop. Not to mention, it wasn't very original. Joe Horn did that about 15 years ago. So it wasn't original. That's what you're doing before the game. Big game against the Rams at home. I'm going to go hide a cell phone in the goalpost. It's disgraceful. It really is. And he's not even that type of guy. He's a fabulous player. They even drew him into this. And it's everywhere. Let me tell you something. I was watching my nephew's soccer game. My middle nephew, who's 7, a couple weeks ago. They were down 3-0 in the second half. He scored a goal to make it 3-1. And there he is doing the Fortnite dance. You know those silly dances they're all doing from Fortnite? There he is, down 3-1 doing the Fortnite dance. And I told him after the game, I said, Nick, you're down 3-1. Don't be doing that celebration. I told him. They even got him involved because all these kids see these players doing it. So then they do it. And by the way, what's with Fortnite? And I'm not saying it's not a cool game at all. Talk about being obsessed. The whole country's become obsessed with Fortnite, including my nephews. They don't even play any other games. I say, let's play Madden. Oh, Madden, forget about that. I want Fortnite. I get dizzy watching that game, watching that guy run around the field running around a field. I mean, that's basically what the game is, running around a field. And I know there's some cool skins, as they call them, and outfits. Give me a break. A guy with a pumpkin head, ridiculous. A candy cane as a gun. It is silly. Silly. People become obsessed with that game. But I'm off track. The celebrations have got to stop. It's nauseating after a while. Absolutely nauseating. Nauseating. Yeah, we're down 42-10, but I'm going to do my dance. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Look at me. Get a picture of me, ESPN. I'm dancing. Yeah. Down 32? Who cares? I'm going to get mine. It's embarrassing. Team. Not about you. So that's the celebrations. 3 people that are really annoying to me lately. Maybe they've always been annoying, but extra annoying lately. Skip Bayless, who used to be on ESPN. I don't even know what channel he's on anymore. Skip Bayless, all this guy talks about is the Dallas Cowboys, how great Dak Prescott is. Was he great last night? Skip, when Dallas was held under 300 yards total offense in their building. How Prescott is great, Wentz is awful, let's bash LeBron James, and let's bash Aaron Rodgers. That's basically Skip Bayless. Let's say, Dak Prescott is great, Wentz is horrible, let's knock Rodgers and let's knock LeBron James. Listen, I get on LeBron James all the time about moving teams and all that and going to the Lakers. That's a joke. But I certainly don't knock him as a player. And that's what Skip Bayless does. Give me a break, Skip. Okay? And I don't want to hear another analysis of Dak Prescott making all the throws. When did you become a quarterback guru, by the way? All last year, all he did every single second was talk about how Prescott and Wentz threw the ball. And Prescott's so much better, and Prescott's so much better. Who won the Super Bowl last year? The Eagles, with their backup quarterback. And by the way, why can't Wentz and Prescott be good? Why do you have to knock one to benefit the other? I can't stand that type of stuff. All last year he did it. And he's doing it again this year. How about them Cowboys? After they win, one game. They're 3-5, Skip. They're 3-5, Skip. I'm tired of your act. Number 2, Kornheiser. With his PTI, I am sick of this old goat. I am so sick of this old goat. Go retire, Kornheiser. I just think they had this guy on Monday Night Football. What a joke. And Monday Night Football's turned into a circus, too. McFarlane and a catbird seat and everything else. Kornheiser, to me, I can't stand. He thinks he knows everything. He thinks he knows about every topic known to man. He's an arrogant, old guy. I wish he would retire. I really do. He's so annoying on that PTI show. So contrived. And coincidentally, on the PTI show, Wilbon and him always disagree all the time. Makes for good TV, I think. One has to say this, one has to say that. Kornheiser, I cannot stand anymore. That old guy's got to retire. Give someone else a chance, Kornheiser. Sick of you too. And the third guy, Stephen A. Smith. It's hard enough to deal with him with basketball. And I know he's got inside information, he's buddies with some of the players, he hobnobs with everyone. It's hard enough to deal with him with the NBA. If it was just the NBA, I could deal with him. He's on everywhere on ESPN. Now he covers boxing and UFC. When exactly did Stephen A. Smith become a boxing UFC expert? When did this happen? Stephen A. Smith knows about the UFC. He doesn't know about the UFC. As a matter of fact, he'll probably even admit that to you. But because they're paying him so much money, ESPN has to get their money's worth. So stick him on boxing, stick him on the NBA, stick him on the UFC, stick him on debate shows, put him everywhere. Put him everywhere. Tired of him, too. And I don't care that he uses big words. And he's articulate. Yeah, he's got a great vocabulary, whatever. He still doesn't know about the UFC. He can use all the big words in the dictionary he wants. He doesn't know about the UFC. I don't even know if he knows that much about boxing. Tired of it. Tired of Stephen A. Smith. I'm tired of Kornheiser, and I'm tired of Skip Bayless. I've seen way too much of these three. Way too much of these three. Stephen A. Smith last week had an article on ESPN that said Kobe Bryant would have benefited from playing with LeBron James. You think so, Stephen A. Smith? You think it would have worked out? Two of the greatest players in the history of basketball on the same team? You think that would have been good? What was your first clue, A. Smith? Oh my goodness. I mean, what a statement. Kobe would have benefited from playing with LeBron James. Well, when you put two of the greatest basketball players together on the same team, what do you think's going to happen? You think it's going to be bad? You think the Lakers would, or whoever, you think they would have went 30-52? My goodness, Stephen A. Smith, tell us something we don't know. And let's not pass out the collection plate for Kobe Bryant. He won 5 championships without LeBron. And he won 2 without Shaq. Let's not pass around the, collection plate. Like Kobe Bryant never won. Like he never did anything. Would have benefited from playing with LeBron James. Thanks, A. Smith. I didn't know that. Oh my goodness. You think it would have worked out? Oh, God, just mindless. I'll tell you what. Anyone out there of any connections to ESPN or any of these shows or any of these guys, you tell these 3 guys I challenge them to a sports debate. Any one of the 3. And I'll tell you what. I'll kick all their butts up and down the field when it comes to sports. And you can believe that. And I'll do it for free. Unlike them who make millions of dollars. You tell them. Get in touch with these 3. I challenge all 3 of these guys to a debate. A sports debate. Skip Bayless, I went on general principle. He only talks about Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, and LeBron James. Throw him out. Corn Eyes is over the hill. And Stephen A. Smith, he might win, a vocabulary contest with me. But I could beat him in a debate, and I can certainly beat him in a debate about boxing and UFC. I'm actually confident I can stand toe-to-toe to him about the NBA, let alone the NFL, Major League Baseball, hockey, and everything else. You guys have any connections to ESPN? You tell them I challenge these 3 to a debate, and I'll kick their fannies up and down the field. And you can guarantee that. Bring them on. Bring them on. They can sit right here with me. Right here. And I'll kick their fannies all over the field when it comes to sports. And I'll do it for free. Unlike these 3 greedy people who make millions of dollars. All right. Next topic. What is with Floyd Money Mayweather? Has he lost his mind? Has he completely lost his mind? The man has made, in his last 3 fights, $500 million. Let me say it again slow. $500 million. He went undefeated as a boxer. He claimed he was going to retire. Blah, 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 like they all do. He has that force of a fight with Conor McGregor that, for some reason, a lot of people bought. Why anyone bought that fight is beyond me. I think the same people that bought that fight are the same people that parachute in for the Super Bowl and watch football one day a year. There was rumors he was going to have another Pacquiao fight. Please, as if the first one wasn't enough for us. Watching that snooze fest. That wasn't a fight, that was a dance. That was a dance. That was a dance. It wasn't a fight. It wasn't a fight. But now, out of the blue, what does Mayweather say he's doing? On New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, which is about what? 7 weeks away, roughly? He's going to Japan to fight some 20-year-old Japanese kickboxer. What? What? What are we doing? That's what we're doing? It's 7 weeks before the fight. You know this is going to be on pay-per-view, and please, don't be suckers and buy this. A lot of people, like I said, bought Mayweather, Conor McGregor. Don't be sucked into this garbage. Please. You must have something better to do on New Year's Eve. You must have something better to do on New Year's Eve than watch Mayweather, who's 40-something years old, fight a Japanese kickboxer in Japan. Say it ain't so. And we're 7 weeks away from the fight. We don't know a weight class, and we don't know the rules yet. We don't know how many rounds. We don't know if it's going to be a boxing match. Is it going to be a kickboxing match? Is it going to be a UFC match? You don't even know the rules. The fight's 7 weeks away. Pluck down your pay-per-view. Get it while it's hot. And let me guess, it's going to somehow turn into a boxing event. Do we really think Mayweather's going to be UFCing it or kickboxing it? I don't see that. And if he does, he's really out of his mind. And I don't want to see that anyway. And I certainly don't want to see a boxing match between Mayweather and a 20-year-old Japanese kickboxer. What are they selling me here again? What are they selling me? And you wonder why boxing has gone down the drain. Down the drain. It's gotten so bad, HBO is not covering boxing anymore. HBO. When you think boxing, you think HBO or Showtime. You know, HBO's not doing boxing anymore. Does that not say it? I have a friend that was in the boxing business. He just retired, and he said he retired because nothing in boxing gets him excited. And he was making a living in that field, and he said it. He said it. Imagine us, just casual fans, how we feel. Boxing has gone down the tubes. To me, they should bring back 15-round fights. They got to do something. It is going down the tubes in a hurry. It's garbage. And this? Mayweather against a kickboxer in Japan on New Year's Eve. I don't want to go out New Year's Eve. I don't want to go to Times Square. I don't want to party. You know what I want to do? I want to watch Mayweather from Japan against a kickboxer who I've never heard of before. Oh yeah! Sign me up. Pluck down your pay-per-view money while it's hot. They must think we're all out of our minds. Do not go near this fight. Garbage. Pure garbage. Next topic. Another crew that annoys me. The TNT basketball crew. Made up of Ernie Johnson, who plays the referee in this circus, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, and Kenny Smith. Very, very little now do they talk about actual basketball. It's more nonsense that they talk about now. Everything's a joke and a zinger and who's trying to out-zing the other. Very little basketball talk on there, and when there is basketball talk, it's not good. First of all, Charles Barkley, everything he said goes the other way. Charles, let me give you a clue. Let me break it down for you, Mr. Barkley. The best team in the NBA always wins. Stop trying to be cute every playoff season and tell me all these upsets are going to happen. Are you paying attention? You sit in the studio and watch all these games. You get paid to watch these games. You played in the NBA. You don't know the best team in the NBA wins? You're picking upsets every playoff round? Everything Barkley says go the other way. Before the season, he said the Dallas Mavericks were going to be the surprise team of the league. The Dallas Mavericks? Dirk Nowitzki's still on the team. What is he, 100 years old? Wasn't he supposed to retire 3 years ago? The Dallas Mavericks are going to be a surprise team in the Western Conference. Really, Chuck? Dallas is 2-7, and don't expect them to get much better than that. That's the type of stuff you get from Barkley. He's a buffoon on there. he gets nothing right. He tries to act like he's so smart, like he's going to pick these great upsets. The best team in the NBA always wins, Barkley. Look at the history of the NBA, you dope. Like I said, you got Ernie Johnson trying to referee. Kenny Smith, it's always about something about North Carolina basketball because he went there. Always talking about the Lakers and how attractive, it is, for every free agent known to man to go to Los Angeles. Or he's always saying how he loves Charles Barkley because Charles is so honest about everything. Not that Charles always gets everything wrong. Charles is so honest, and that's why we love him. And no one gets away with more nonsense than Charles Barkley, believe me, with all his rhetoric and comments. No one gets away with more than him. So that's what you get from Kenny Smith. Then you got Shaquille O'Neal sitting over there like a blob. The original blob with Steve McQueen. Well, that blob had nothing on this guy. Nothing on Shaq. And Shaq was a great player. He was larger than life. In the TNT studio, he is lifeless. He's monotone. The guy is over 7 feet tall. He's well over 300 pounds, yet I can't hear him. He's always mumbling. Shaq, what do you think?
Well, Chuck.
What? What, Shaq?
Chuck.
That's the way he talks.
Chuck, I agree with you about the Mavericks.
He's whispering, monotone, no life, no energy, like a blob, like a complete blob. One of the greatest players in NBA history. 4-time champ. Larger than life, was in movies. He's mumbling on the set. Monotone, you can't even hear him.
Yeah, Chuck. Yeah, Chuck.
What is that? What is that, Shaq? Show some life and some energy. Show some life or some energy, or get off the air and go make Shazam 3.
Yeah, Chuck. I agree with you about the Mavericks. Yeah, Chuck.
What, Shaq? That's what you get from him. It's a circus. The TNT crew is a circus, an absolute circus. Barkley saying stupid things. Shaq you can't understand, Mr. Monotone Blob. Ernie Johnson trying to corral all these guys. And Kenny Smith talking about North Carolina basketball, how honest Charles Barkley is, and every free agent known to man should think the Lakers are an attractive place to land. Thanks, Kenny. We didn't realize that Los Angeles and the Lakers were attractive to free agents. Unbelievable garbage. And finally, before I get to the picks, what is the fascination in this country with celebrities? What is the fascination with celebrities? Why are so many people infatuated by celebrities and the way they live? There are actual shows, magazines, everything else just dedicated to celebrity lives. Why do we care? Do they care about us? Do they care about us? You think Madonna cares about me? And why are celebrities always telling me what to do all the time? Speaking of Madonna, I went to a Madonna show years ago. I was dating a girl. She loved Madonna, so she coerced me into going to a Madonna show. All Madonna talked about the whole time was who I should vote for. Who I should vote for. If you ever told Madonna who to vote for, she'd say it's none of my business, none of our business. But she can tell all of us what to do with our vote. Who are celebrities that they should tell me what to do? Do I tell them what to do? Do they listen to me? They'd be the first one to say that's private. But yet there they are preaching to me during a concert. I go to a concert and I go to games to get away from politics. Politics is too complicated, They're all as crooked as a barrel of snakes. They're all a bunch of liars. I don't go to a concert to be preached to by Madonna on who I should vote for. I don't tell her to vote for. I don't tell her who to vote for. Do I? Why are we obsessed with celebrities in this country? Why? About the way they live, the way they dress, what they eat, or what they say on Twitter. Who cares? They don't care about you. The only time they care about you is when they want to make more money. And don't get me wrong, I love sports, as you know. I love music. I love going to movies. And by the way, celebrities, especially movie stars, should concentrate more on making good movies because there are none anymore. There is so much garbage in the movie theater now. I am stunned at some of the movies. Go on your movie channel on demand and go through the thousands of movies. 95% of them are junk. 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 You see what they charge you for a movie ticket now? Besides your popcorn and your soda and your nachos and everything else you can get there. You go to the movies now, you need a loan. And you see an hour and a half piece of junk. The Shape of Water won Best Picture last year. Does that not say it all? The Shape of Water, that ridiculous picture where they used the same creature from the Black Lagoon back in 1930. The same guy in a rubber suit. The same guy. It had nothing to do with that movie either. They stole that character and they put him in The Shape of Water. The same guy in the rubber suit. And they gave that Best Picture. That shows you how pathetic the movies are. Sequel after sequel, special effects after special effects. It's garbage. So movie stars, concentrate on making good movies. And stop telling me who to vote for. And you know what? Start doing something productive with all your money. Start giving to charity and helping other people out. Madonna, who I heard is one of the cheapest people in the world, can't even leave a tip. You know what she's worth? She can buy countries. Won't even leave a tip. Cheap. Cheap. Just the exact type of person that would be cheap. Jay-Z and Beyonce, you know what their net worth is together? I hope they are doing something productive out there for the community and for charity. Now listen, you don't have to broadcast what you're doing for charity. But I know a lot of these people, a lot of these celebrities, they don't do anything for anyone but themselves. They take every single cent for themselves. You see what they make for these pictures? George Clooney must make $30 million a picture. He is one of the most overrated actors ever. What was the greatest George Clooney movie you ever saw? I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know if I've even seen a great George Clooney movie. He's been decent in a couple of them. How many great George Clooney movies have there been? What's your favorite George Clooney movie? You can't even think of one. Overrated. $30 million a year. But there he is balking to me about what I should do politically. Preaching to me. George Clooney basically plays himself in every movie. Plays himself in every movie. Another one that's in terrible movies all the time, Nicole Kidman. She's in one awful movie after another. She's been in a million movies. How many of them were that good? How many? How many? I can't even think off the top of my head. Maybe a couple. Not that many. Not for her $30 million a picture. Awful. I'm sick of celebrities. I'm sick of them telling me what to do. I'm sick of them preaching to me. They don't care about us. They care about themselves. They're going to tell me who to vote for. Do I tell Brad Pitt who to vote for? And all his rhetoric. Oh, now the rumor's always back with Jennifer Aniston. Pathetic. Pathetic. I don't care. I don't care what J-Lo eats for lunch. I don't care that Gwyneth Paltrow is shopping on Rodeo Drive. I don't care if Colin Farrell bought a Ferrari. Shows dedicated to celebrities. The people that are on these shows are the most contrived people in the world. Ugh, just contrived. And look at this outfit she's wearing. Who cares? So I'm tired of those things. Now, let's get to NFL Week 10 in the league where they play for pay. All right, pick number 1. Let's go to the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Not too far from here with the New York Jets a -7.5 against the Buffalo Bills. Wow. What a way to start the picks. This would normally be where I say my bags are packed, I'm going to this game. But my bags don't have to be packed for this game because I'm so close to the Meadowlands. This is an atrocious football game. Jets down to 3-6, lost to Miami in the Slop Mud Bowl. Miami Stadium was a wreck because the Hurricanes played the day before against Duke in a monsoon. It was like a muddy, choppy field, and both teams leave a lot to desire to begin with. Jets lose there. They're 3-6. Darnold leading the league in interceptions, pick after pick after pick. Buffalo down to 2-7. Nice performance against Chicago. What did I tell you about Peterman? I mean, he's good for 4 interceptions a game. Buffalo's lost 4 in a row. This is a slop fest. I'll take the Jets, move the line down to 1.5. I can't take Peterman. Allen's still out. Peterman he's a disaster. Every time he's in the game, he throws 4 interceptions and Buffalo loses 40-10. Every single time. Seen enough Peterman. Seen enough Peterman. He can go. I'll take the Jets in the teaser. That's pick number 1. Pick number 2. Let's go to the dog pound in Cleveland, where the Atlanta Falcons are -4 against the Cleveland Browns. Atlanta up to 4-4, just laid it on Washington. This was Atlanta's best performance of the year. Both sides of the ball, awesome. Offense was awesome. Defense was good. Running game was good. Solid road win against a good Washington team. Atlanta has now won 3 in a row. Maybe they're starting to turn the corner. This was the Atlanta I expected from the beginning of the year. Complete performance by them. Cleveland, they're down to 2-6-1, lost to Kansas City. Cleveland has fired their coach. They're going in the wrong direction. I mean, I don't know what Cleveland expected this year. What did you think, you were going to make the playoffs? I mean, come on. You have to like Atlanta here. Money line. Throw away the spread. Atlanta is now hot. Cleveland's going the other way. Atlanta is not going to lose to Cleveland. They're not going to do it. Atlanta is starting to turn the corner. They're starting to get back into the playoff race. Atlanta cannot afford to drop this game. They will win. They looked good last week. I have confidence in Atlanta this week. That is pick number 2. Pick number 3. Let's go to the jungle in Cincinnati, with the New Orleans Saints a -4 against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Saints. Who dat? I said, who dat, who dat, who dat, who dat? After last week. Where the Saints beat the Rams and they go up to 7-1. What a job by the New Orleans Saints. They've won 7 in a row on absolute fire. Breeze is cooking. They're making some stops on defense. What a performance by the Saints. They look like a Super Bowl contender. Hard to believe after week 1 when they lost to Tampa Bay at home. Saints, really good team. So Saints -4 in Cincinnati. Bengals are 5-3. They were on the bye last week. AJ Green won't play this week. That is a massive loss for Cincinnati. A huge loss for the Bengals. Again, like the Atlanta game, I'm going to say money line here, Saints. They've been playing too well to go against them, and I don't like AJ Green being out. If AJ Green played, I may maneuver this game in a teaser. I don't like A.J. Green out for Cincinnati here. He means so much to that offense, and New Orleans is so hot. They're so on fire. I mean, Cincinnati barely beat Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago. You know the Saints are going to get their points. I don't know if the Bengals without Green can match firepower here. I'm going to take the Saints money line. That's pick number 3. Pick number 4. Let's go down to Tampa. Busch Gardens. With the Tampa Bay Bucks, -2.5 against the Washington Redskins. Tampa Bay a rare favorite this year. Tampa Bay down to 3-5, lost to Carolina. Fitzpatrick at quarterback. Tampa Bay plays the same game every week. They get down by about 35 points. They rally back and they fall short. That's basically Tampa Bay's game. Let's get down 35-0, make it 35-28, and let's fall short. They can score points, but they give up too many. Their defense is like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese. They can't stop anybody. Like I said, they can get their points. I don't love Fitzpatrick. He has his moments. Winston's been playing bad too. They can score Tampa Bay, but they give up too many points. Washington, they're down to 5-3, lost to Atlanta, just got bamboozled at home. Washington has a lot of injuries, They got run off the field against the Falcons. I am going to move the line to 8.5, though, and take Washington. I think Washington is the more physical of the two teams. Tampa Bay can be scored upon. Washington's defense is usually pretty good, although it was not good last week. And Washington has been good this year after losses. After their first two losses of the year, they rebounded both times and won. I'm going to move the line to 8.5 and take Washington. I can't take Tampa Bay. I just can't take it. I just cannot take them as a favorite. Their defense is just not any good. I don't love this game. It's not my favorite game. But if I was to play the game, move the line to 8.5, take Washington, you have to think they're going to respond off a loss and they're going to be able to score a lot of points against that Swiss cheese Tampa Bay defense. That's pick number 4. Pick number 5. Let's go to Nashville, Tennessee, with the New England Patriots, a -7 against the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee up to 4-4, had the nice road win in Dallas. Typical Tennessee. They are such a flaky team, Tennessee. They'll lose to Buffalo, but they'll beat Dallas. They are so strange, Tennessee. You never quite know what you're getting from them. Very odd team to predict. New England, they're up to 6-2. They've won 5 straight and laid it on Green Bay. New England, they look awesome again this year. They look like one of the top teams in football again. They've won 5 in a row. Their offense is going to score points against anyone. If they can get anything done on defense, they're going to be right there. They're going to be right there. Really good sign they held Rodgers in Green Bay to 17 points. New England 6-2, -7 here at Tennessee. Listen, I got to move the line to 1 and take New England. They're too hot right now, and I don't trust Tennessee. Despite the win in Dallas, short week. Now you got the Patriots coming to your building. I mean, this is a tough back-to-back for Tennessee. I mean, on a short week, now you got New England who's on fire. Tennessee's got to show me they can do it 2 weeks in a row. I don't think they can. I'll take New England in the teaser. That's pick number 5. Pick number 6. Let's go to Lambeau Field in Green Bay with the Green Bay Packers, a -9 against the Miami Dolphins, the frozen tundra. Green Bay better get cooking. They're 3-4-1, lost to New England, have had a tough schedule the last couple weeks. Green Bay not playing well. Miami, they're 5-4, beat the Jets in that ugly game. It's funny, Green Bay's favored by 9 here, yet the Dolphins have the better record. Tannehill's still out. Listen, this is the last time for Green Bay. Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up right now. Now, I don't like the 9 points, but I don't feel confident with the Dolphins without Tannehill. So how am I going to play this game? Move the line in a teaser to 3. I'd love if you can get that spread down to 8.5 and make the teaser 2.5. I would love that. Most likely, though, the spread might go up, not down. Having said that, I'll still take Green Bay. I'll give the 3. I'd like the 2.5. Last stand for Green Bay. If you don't take care of business against the Dolphins without their starting quarterback, it's going to be a long year for Green Bay. They have to get this game. I think they will. I think they'll find a way to beat Miami. That's pick number 6. Pick number 7. Let's go to Indianapolis with the Indianapolis Colts, a -3 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who would have thought that a few weeks ago, where Indy would be favored over Jacksonville? Jacksonville 3-5. They've lost 4 in a row. They're coming off a bye. Indianapolis 3-5. Also, they've won 2 in a row. They are also coming off a bye. Remember, Indianapolis' last 2 wins, Oakland, Buffalo. They won, give them credit, but they haven't played anybody. This is a very ugly, messy game. I'm going to move the line to 9. And like I just said with Green Bay, Jacksonville, put up or show up. Show me something. If you don't win this game and get up to 4-5 and you drop to 3-6, you're out of it. The AFC is very tough this year. You can almost predict 5 teams in the AFC who are going to make the playoffs already. You have to think New England, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, the Texans, and the Chargers. You got to figure those 5 are going to make it. There's one spot really open. You go to 3-6, you're in really bad shape. have to get this game and get up to 4-5. Hey, Jacksonville, dominate the game on defense. Dominate the game on defense. You act how big and bad you are on defense. Show me this week how big and bad you are. Fournette, who knows about him? He's been hurt the whole year. Who knows about the Jacksonville offense? Go win the game on defense. Go sack Luck 6 times. Go create some turnovers. Go show me how big and bad you are at Jacksonville and how you're going to bully people around. Show me this week. Last stand for Jacksonville. I'll move the line to 9 and take Jacksonville there. That's pick number 7. Pick number 8. Let's go to Soldier Field in Chicago with the Chicago Bears. A -6 against the Detroit Lions. Chicago up to 5-3. Blew out Buffalo. Chicago in first place now. How about Detroit? Yeah! Oh yeah, Detroit! Down to 3-5, lost to Minnesota, but they didn't just lose to Minnesota. It was how they lost to Minnesota. They gave up 450 sacks to Minnesota. Just when you start to trust Detroit, a couple weeks ago they laid it on Miami, and then they come back with back-to-back duds. Got pushed around by Seattle in their own building, and then laid an egg in Minnesota. How about that offensive line giving up 450 sacks to Minnesota? Every time I looked at this game, Stafford was going down. Stafford sacked, Stafford sacked, Stafford sacked. Down he goes, down he goes. And there's Patricia on the sidelines for Detroit with that pencil in his ear. Oh, Patricia, you're just like everyone else that's landed in Detroit. What a horror show the Lions are. What an absolute horror show. The bottom always falls out of this franchise. I'll move the line to pick them and take the Bears. Bears are home. I think the defense is going to be all over Detroit. Detroit can't protect the quarterback. I mean, they showed me nothing last week, Detroit. Minnesota pushed them around, from start to finish. Got to take Chicago here. I know it's a division game. I know it's an important game. I like Chicago. I just think they're better than the Lions. I can't trust the Lions. I just can't do it. That's pick number 8. Pick number 9. This should be a close game. Let's go to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where the Kansas City Chiefs are -16.5 against the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona 2-6 coming off a bye. Their only 2 wins against San Francisco. Kansas City keeps on keeping on. They're 8-1, beat Cleveland. Keeps on scoring points at an alarming rate. The Chief offense is awesome. Mahomes is going to be a great one. Pick your score. Pick the game however you want it. This has 41 to 17 written all over it. There is no possible way Arizona can win this game. Pick whatever score you want. Fill in the blanks. Take Kansas City whatever way you want. Kansas City will win the game. That's pick number 9. Pick number 10. Let's go out to Oakland. Do we have to? The Grim Reaper. Chucky. Michael Myers. Freddy. Jason. The guy in the gorilla costume. Actually, they may have to trade those costumes in and put bags over their heads. That's how bad it's gotten in Oakland. The LA Chargers are -9.5 against the Oakland Raiders. Let's start with the Chargers. They're 6-2, beat Seattle. Gordon came back and had a very big game. The Chargers are legit. The Chargers are legit. I said it before the season, I thought the Chargers were going to be legit. They've only lost 2 games to the Chiefs and the Rams. The Chargers are a solid team. They're a playoff team. They're a scary team. They're a dangerous team. And when they get Bosa back, they're going to be even better. Now, if they can only get some home field advantage in the StubHub Center, then you're really talking. This team is solid. Solid. And I don't say that often about Charger teams. It's a solid team. I like the way they play. And Gordon did come back. And by the way, when I'm picking the games, remember I picked these games very early on Tuesday. Keep an eye on key injuries and keep an eye on spreads changing. Last week, I didn't think Gordon was going to play when I picked the game on Tuesday. Obviously, he played. That changes everything. Just like the New Orleans Ram game last week. That spread changed and the Rams went to favorite. Obviously, that changes my whole way of thinking and picking. So you got to follow the key injuries, a key quarterback, a really star player like a Gordon. And the spreads, if they change really quick, from one end to the other. Like the Saints were favorite when I picked the game last week on Tuesday, but by game time, the Rams were favored. That obviously comes into play if I'm picking games. So keep an eye on that stuff. And if you like a spread right away, jump on it because it may change by Sunday. I'm picking these games very early. So anyway, the Chargers, minus 9.5 against Oakland in Oakland. Chargers, solid team, legit playoff team. Oakland 1-7. They've lost 4 in a row. They are an absolute embarrassment. I never thought it would get this bad with Chucky Gruden. Never did I think it would be this bad. They are a wreck. They're giving all their players away. They're collecting draft picks. They're going to have to hit on all these draft picks just to get back to where they were. You give up Mack. You give up Cooper. You're going to have to hit on draft picks just to get those guys back. The talent level back. I would have never gave Mack away. I would have never gave Cooper away. It sent a bad vibe to the whole locker room. Now the Raiders have quit. They have quit, checked out. This is now about Gruden collecting draft picks, preparing for the future in Vegas. And I like Gruden, and I still give him a chance. Let's see if he can build this team from the ground up, because that's what he's going to have to do. I like him, but he's done a bad job so far with this team. A bad job. It's amazing that just a couple years ago with Jack Del Rio, the Raiders were flying high. Carr gets hurt and it's all avalanched on him. All avalanched on him. Hard to believe the Raiders are this bad. And they have a good quarterback. Hard to be this bad with a good quarterback, and they've quit. That's the thing I really don't like about how Gruden has handled this situation. The team has quit. At least if they were playing hard, you could say something positive. They have quit, and we're only halfway through the season. They've quit. They've quit. They've quit. They've quit. They've quit. They don't even give you an effort. They check out right away. That's not good. That's not good. It's a bad vibe in Oakland. Got to take the Chargers here. I mean, you want to move the line at 3.5, take them in a teaser. The Chargers are going to win this game. They're not going to lose to the Raiders. The Raiders are incapable now of beating anyone good. They barely beat Cleveland. They needed a couple breaks to beat Cleveland, or else they'd be 0-8. The Raiders have checked out. They're gutless. They have no life. Gruden's collecting draft picks, and he's building for Vegas. And like I said, they're going to have to hit on all these draft picks just to get back to where they were. And I'll tell you, the way things are going, I'm not all that confident they can do that. But I'll give Gruden a chance because of his track record, and I like him. Bad job by the Raiders. I'll take the Chargers. It's pick number 10. Pick number 11. Let's go to Philadelphia for a division matchup. Philadelphia Eagles, -6 against Dallas Cowboys. Dallas down to 3-5, lost to Tennessee. I talked about in the Open. For those of you that didn't watch the Open, let me just say this. Jason Garrett has to go. Dallas was pathetic last night. They were embarrassing. They had no points in the second half. Embarrassing football. Embarrassing. They let Tennessee, who averages 15 points a game, score almost 30. Tennessee converted 11 of 14 third downs in Dallas. Embarrassing. Embarrassing performance by the Cowboys. Garrett's got to go. Philadelphia 4-4 off a bye. It's a very important game for both teams. Washington lost last week. The division is still there to be had. Is a very, very important game. Before last night, I was going to move the line to 12 and take Dallas. I can't do it anymore. I got to move the line to pick them and take the Eagles. Eagles have 2 weeks to prepare. They're home, and Dallas looked so bad last night. They looked so bad last night. They showed me nothing. Nothing. Got to take the Eagles in their own building. Have to do it. So the Eagles are the pick there. That's pick number 11. Pick number 12. Let's go out to Los Angeles where the LA Rams are -10 against the Seattle Seahawks. LA down to 8-1, lost to New Orleans. Tough game. Rams got to get that defense corrected. Give up a lot of points. They have some injuries in the secondary. Talib's still not back. We know they can score. Defense got chewed up by the Saints. Now, the Saints can do that, but the Rams have been giving up points to a lot of teams. Got to get that defense situated, especially the secondary, because they have people in the front. Sue Donald, they have people in the front that can get things done. Got to get that secondary fixed, but the Rams should be fine, believe me. Seattle, 4-4, lost to the Chargers, didn't look good doing it. Seattle went right down the field in this game, scored, make it 7-0, and the Chargers laid it on them the rest of the way. I know Seattle tried to rally late, couldn't get it in the end zone at the end. Chargers had the better of the play in this game, believe me. The Chargers controlled this game. Seattle did not look good at all. They reverted back to how they were playing the beginning of the year. Not one of Seattle's better performances. It just was not a good performance. They still had a chance to maybe tie the game at the end. Couldn't get in from the 1-yard line. The Chargers outplayed them after falling behind 7-0. I did not like the way the Seattle played in this game at all. Rams -10 at home here. Listen, move the line to 4 and take the Rams. Rams coming off a loss. You know they're going to be all fired up. They're not going to want to lose 2 in a row. They're battling the Saints now for top record. Seattle, after what you saw last week against the Chargers, you think Seattle can go into Los Angeles and beat the Rams? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the Rams are going to rebound nicely here. I'll take the Rams, move the line to 4, and feel comfortable that way. That's pick number 12. Pick number 13. This will be the last pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers at home -4 against the Carolina Panthers. This is the Thursday night game. This game should be on Sunday night or Monday night. They put it on Thursday night. I mean, what a joke. What a joke. I'm not going to go all off again on Thursday Night Football. This is a good matchup, but let's see if the quality of play is actually good. This should be a Sunday night game or a Monday night game. This should not be a Thursday night game. As a matter of fact, can I trade? Can I trade this game for Monday night? Because did you see who the Monday night game is this week? San Francisco Giants is the Monday night game. San Francisco and the Giants. Are you 2-win San Francisco? I mean, 2-win San Francisco against a 1-win Giants. That's the Monday night game. Can we trade? I'll give you Carolina Pittsburgh on Monday night. Put San Francisco Giants on Thursday night. Do us all a favor. Anyway, this game is a very tough game. Steelers at home -4 against the Panthers. Panthers playing good football. They're 6-2, beat Tampa Bay. Steelers also playing good football. They're up to 5-2-1, beat Baltimore. Steelers have had a good month. Very tough game. I would probably stay clear of this game as far as betting. I don't like to bet Thursday Night Football all that much. If I had to pick the game, straight up, I say the Steelers eke it out and a win. If you like Carolina and some sort of teaser, you could talk me into that. If you ask me who's going to win, Steelers at home, short week, Carolina traveling, I'll go Pittsburgh at home. Tough game. Would stay away from that game if I was betting it. So that's pick number 13. Like I said, the other game is San Francisco Giants on Monday Night Football. That's a great one. San Francisco Giants, and you got to listen to Tessitore, saying it's the greatest game, in the history of football. Witten on there, babbling away, and then McFarlane on the sidelines in his catbird seat telling me how great the Niner defense is and how great, Odell Beckham is. Oh my God, what an awful Monday Night Football game. Terrible. 4 teams with a bye this week. Baltimore Ravens, they need a bye in the worst way. What happened to Baltimore? They were 4-1, they're now 4-5. They lost 4 in a row. They beat up the Steelers a month ago, and now the exact opposite happened this past week, where the Steelers went into Baltimore and beat them up. Baltimore is falling apart. Just think, Baltimore destroyed Tennessee in Tennessee this year, yet Tennessee's 4-4 and Baltimore's 4-5. That's the NFL, very week to week. Houston with a bye there, up to 6-3. They've won 6 in a row. Denver misses the field goal at the end, so the Texans doing a great job. I told you the Texans were going to be a surprise team this year, even at 0-3, I said that. Denver with a bye, they're 3-6. I think their season is over. If they would have made that field goal, they would have been up to 4-5, still alive. Now they're 3-6. They're going in the wrong direction, Denver. Minnesota, they won last week over Detroit. They're up to 5-3-1. They're right there with the Bears for the division. Minnesota is going to be a contender for the playoffs and the division the rest of the way. They are also on a bye. So there you go. You guys are all set. You guys are all caught up in your NFL. Not much going on in college football this week. I think game day is in Boston College for Clemson Boston College. Boston College has already got a couple losses, so I mean, not much going on in college football this week. And the game of the century last week, Alabama-LSU, was a dud. CBS tried to hype this game all week. I mean, did we really think LSU was going to beat Alabama? They couldn't even score a point. They had no points. And by the way, Gary Danielson, during the whole first half, kept talking about the LSU defender who was suspended in the first half coming back in the third quarter. Like that was going to make the difference in the game. We only got 8 more minutes till he gets back in the game. Come on, Danielson. Come on, give us a break. Like one defender on LSU was going to turn the whole game around against that Alabama juggernaut. 29-0 CBS. Stop trying to pump the game up like it was the game of the century. Get real. It wasn't. All right, so there you go. You guys are all caught up. You guys are all set. You guys pick a lot of winners, make a lot of money. Remember what I said. Check the injuries, key injuries, and check those point spreads if they change, drastically one way to another. It happened a couple times last week. Gordon, I didn't think was going to play for the Chargers. He did. That made a lot of difference. And the Saints started as a favorite last week. They went to an underdog last week. That changes the whole scenario on how you pick these games. So keep an eye on the spreads. I picked the games early. Check the injury report as well. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money. Thanks as always for your support. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. I'll talk to you guys next Tuesday. Take care.